What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on Ranger Central. And I wasn't even going to, well, I should say last night I was going to make this video. And then I was like, you know what? I can't do it. And then I said, I'm not even going to make a video on this topic in general. And then I woke up and I'm like, you know what? I'm a little more calm. I'm still pretty annoyed, but I'm a little more calm. So I'll make this video. Before we jump into everything, please be sure to leave a like, though. Subscribe, especially if you're a Ranger fan. And turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live. But I'm just sitting here, like, bothered that it's just got to this point with the Jacob Trouba situation. It's just so insane how it escalated this quickly. And how it's just so insane the way this whole thing is going down. So, in case you've been either not on Twitter or you don't really know, and you're not keeping up with this thing nonstop because you are not insane, or you are sane, I should say, and you're not me, who is just borderline insane, caring about this team to unhealthy levels, honestly. But there's been multiple reports going around about the Jacob Trouba debacle, about how the Rangers were going to trade him to Detroit. There was going to be retention on the deal, but apparently Jacob Trouba has been saying no to he said no to the trade, and it's been sparking a lot of conversation. Then there was another report that came out. I forgot if it was Brooksy or Elliot Friedman, and it said that he was shocked that the Rangers want to move him. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, he was shocked. And I know people are going to say, well, he's the captain. You don't know what happens behind closed doors. I'm sorry, but if you didn't think signing an 8-year deal by the time there's 2 years left in your trade protection lightens up, and after you got demoted to the third pair, after everything that has happened, you're telling me you're shocked that there was a chance you were going to get moved and you're making $8 million against the cap? I don't know how there's a lack of self-awareness there, but that's a problem to begin with for me. And that scares me even more, because if Jacob Trouba does stay, is he convinced that his play has been good enough? Because I'm sorry, there is just no way he could think that, right? There's just no way. And I don't know if he's going to use the scapegoat that he was injured or what, but come on. What are we talking about here? There is just no way. And if he does stay, I can tell you right now, there is no chance Chris Drury's going to let him wear the captaincy next year. There's just no way. But I still think either way he gets moved, because this situation has got so ugly to the point where there's no way the bridge is burnt here. There's just no way he could stay at this point. It's either going to be a buyout, which I think would be really annoying. He's either going to be put on waivers and a team will claim him, which I would love that, because then you're just off of the full $8 million in general. You don't have to deal with a penalty. You don't have to deal with retention or anything. I would love that. Is that going to happen? I don't know, because I really don't know if a team's going to take that, but there are teams that do need to reach the floor. And apparently it's been reported that Trouba does have positive value. So maybe there's an opportunity there that a team's like, you know what? We value some leadership, if you will. And they value what Trouba could maybe bring in terms of physicality just for 2 years, especially for a team that has no intentions of contending for the next 2 years. It's like, all right, fine. We'll just bring him in for the next 2 years and just deal with it. Maybe there's a world that happens. Is it going to happen? I really don't know. But all I know is that I'm just annoyed with the way that Trouba's handling this, to be honest with you. And here's my point, because I already know the comments are going to be, and I know there's going to be people that say, because it's happened on Twitter, that are going to say, well, imagine you had to move your family. Imagine you had to make a decision like that in life and all that other stuff. And here's my counterpoint. My counterpoint is, and this is where I'm bothered with the lack of self-awareness with Trouba, he's gone regardless. Like, one way or another, he's not on the team next year, because Drury, like I said, will simply either put him on waivers and a team will claim him. And if that does not happen, then he's going to get bought out. So he's not going to be here regardless. So wouldn't you rather just wave and go to your hometown team? Because it's not like they're sending him to the San Jose Sharks. It's not like they're sending him to some garbage organization. They're willing to send him to an original six franchise that he was willing to go to a couple of years ago before he signed this contract with the Rangers. He was willing to go there a couple of years ago. And he was by the way, I don't remember if I said 8-year deal earlier in the video, but I meant 7-year deal. But when he signed the 7-year deal, the Red Wings were one of the teams he was willing to go to. It's his hometown team. So why is it that he would rather the chance of potentially going on waivers and going to a team like the Sharks versus accepting, you know what? I'm going to get moved regardless, and I'm pissed off about it. I'm not saying he can't be pissed off about it, because at the end of the day, if he really wants to be here that badly, then again, I get it. And I get that it could be a hassle for him to move and all that other stuff. But at the same time, you're getting moved regardless. Why wouldn't you just waive the no trade clause and be done with it? And then the whole thing that came out, the report that he's going to strategically block teams that could potentially get him. He's going to intentionally put them on his no trade list. Like, stop it. Just stop it. Again, you're going to go on waivers then regardless, and a team could claim you that you don't want to go to. So wouldn't you rather just waive and go to a team that you wanted to go to either way a couple years ago? I just don't get it personally. And I will say another thing about the situation, because there are tweets going around there saying, why are people being so obnoxious about this and stuff like that? And all I could say is, if there are people that are taking it far where they're sending attacks to him and his family, I don't condone that, because there are people that are douchebags that will do that. And I'm not saying I condone any of that. But fans have a right to be annoyed by this. And again, people are going to say in the comments, well, he's exercising his right of no trade protection. But at the same time, the Rangers are exercising their right of being able to waive him, of trying to trade him to a team that's not on his no trade list. And they're trying to open up cap, because it's a business at the end of the day. Look at what Tampa just did to their captain. They just pretty much said, F off, and they decided to get Jake Gensel instead. So, and that's a franchise legend you're talking about there in Tampa. You're telling me that the Rangers can't be cutthroat with Jacob Trouba? No, sorry, stop it. You cannot convince me otherwise. And again, I get where people are coming from when they say it's his right. I get where people are coming from when they say he doesn't want to have to move his family. I get all that. But to me, it's like, when is he going to realize, and how is he not realizing that, you know what? He's more likely than not going to be here regardless. And I'll tell you right now, if he is here next season, that terrifies me. And that's a problem, because that shows me so many different things. That shows me you have, do I want to get in this discussion? I'm trying to debate with myself right now mid-video. It just shows me a lot of bad things. I think I'll leave it at that, because I could say a lot on that, but if he's here next season, that's a big problem. And I said it in a previous video. That shows a lot of signs of a dysfunctional organization, and that scares me about the team going into next year performance-wise. It scares me about the locker room. It scares me about Trouba himself, and it scares me about Chris Drury, like, most of all, and the most important thing. It scares me about Chris Drury the most, and I don't think it's going to get to that point to where he's going to stay. I really don't see it getting to that point. But if it does, it's a big problem. It's a really huge problem. But in terms of other news, I don't know what's going to happen at this point with the right wing spot. Like I said, there's the whole thing about Jake Gensel going to Tampa. We'll see if he ends up signing there. He still could hit the open market, and if he does, the Rangers need to be all over that. I cannot reiterate that enough. But are they going to be? I don't know. Probably not. I still think that their target is going to be Patrick Kane, but there's rumors that he might extend in Detroit. And that's what also scares me is like, if they aren't able to land Kane or Gensel, and then there's rumors about Toffoli going to the Kings or Canucks, who's left? I mean, is Jonathan Marchessault the guy that they're willing to spend on, especially an older guy? I don't know. And if not that, who's it going to be? Are you going the trade route? Are you, like, what are they going to do at that point? I don't know. All I know is I have a massive headache from all this, and I am just terrified for what's going to go down 24 hours from now, because free agency, at the time recording this, it's pretty much 12 o'clock. So we're going to know one way or another what happens within the next 24 hours. And all I know is that I could vomit from how nervous I am, because I am insane and I care about this team way too damn much, and I can admit it. But we'll see what happens, because that's all we could do. All we could do is sit back and see what happens. But I can tell you right now, I don't feel good about it, and I don't feel comfortable with any of it right now. And all I could do is hope that I am wrong, and hope that there's a world where Chris Drury absolutely shocks the world and impresses me. And on top of that, all I can do is hope that Jacob Trouba accepts that he's not going to be back regardless, and the Rangers are able to move him. But again, all of this at the end of the day is out of my control. Out of my control, out of our control, and all we can do is sit back and watch. But that's going to be it for me. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live on the channel next, and I'll see you in the next one.